And we are back with part 2 of Physical Graffiti. Where we left off, we listened to Kashmir. The song's pretty great. And we are just going to get started with disc 2. Track 7, In the Light. Exactly, no 11-minute songs this time around. Is this Apostate by Swans? Oh fuck, I just realized I'm playing desktop audio on top of Spotify audio. Whoops. My bad. Starting with the keys is interesting. Whoa. Okay.
Believe that I could leave you. Whoa, as I was relieved it will be for you too, honey. Let me share your love.
I mentioned this in my very first Zeppelin videos, and I got some shit in the comments for saying this. Zeppelin and their style of hard rock feels like it isn't too far removed from early metal. Right there, you could definitely feel that with the way the guitars descended. Literally felt like the world is fucking crumbling around you. I caught so much shit for saying that Zeppelin aren't too far removed from metal, and I don't get how people can't see it. This feels like it shares so much in common with metal. Obviously not like tonally, but in terms of the way the song moves, in terms of the structure of the track as well. In terms of some of the instrumental ideas that are incorporated. Like, you can see how a band like Black Sabbath would have taken a lot of inspiration. These keys sound amazing, dude. Yeah, same here, PMB. For the longest time, I thought Zeppelin were just considered an early metal band. I was honestly a little surprised when they weren't. Yeah, there's just so much fucking warmth to this song, you know? The song, I just know, the song's called In the Light. And it literally sounds like a fucking ray of sunshine is literally shining down onto this song when these guitars get crazy fucking stutter. When these guitars come in. Alright, we are back. I just ran out of disk space, as well as the previous stream being taken down, as well as having to help my mum with something, all in the span of under a minute. The timing's fantastic. Anyway, In the Light. Pretty great song. Yeah, fantastic start to disc 2. I love how much more focused this song is on the keys. I think that's really, really incredible. Yeah, I think it's really incredible the way they incorporate the keys on this song and the way it's kind of like the lead of this track. The way they use the keys, considering, you know, this is a 70s album, the keys have aged so well. They sound incredible to this day. I love how bright this song is as well. The song's called In the Light, and you have this guitar sound that literally feels like a ray of sunlight just sort of beaming down onto the track, which is so fucking cool. I love when a song is able to capture that sort of aesthetic, if that makes sense. It's just really great. Yeah, this song, fantastic way to start off disc 2. I'm feeling a 9.5 on that one. You love how new generations have fallen in love with this older music? I mean, yeah. It's pretty universal, you know? The Beatles fans wouldn't say the same. Despite the fact that I, you know, give the Beatles some pretty generous scores, you know? Giving them a lot of 9 out of 10s, a lot of 8 out of 10s. Beatles fans would not say the same. I'm glad that the Led Zeppelin fans are a little more chill than the Beatles fans. Whenever I don't give a Beatles album a 10, they get their pitchforks and torches and they're ready to riot. Whenever I give like a Zeppelin album like a low 8, they're like, yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I'm liking the Zeppelin fans a lot. You guys are chill. Oh, for fuck, it's another one of these titles that I just don't know how to read. Bron-Yr-Aur? Is that how you say the title of the next track? Bron-Yr-Aur? Nice. Bron-Yr-Aur, okay. Brony? Yeah. I can't believe Led Zeppelin predicted Bronies, guys. That's crazy. This is a sweet little instrumental track. Nice little acoustic guitar solo song. Actually makes a lot of sense coming after In the Light. Yeah, I feel like the placement of this song is pretty good, actually. Yeah, cool. Sweet little instrumental track. Nice to have in here. Makes a lot of sense coming after In the Light. I give that one like a high 8, I think. Like a 8.8, 8.9. You said the same thing about... Oh, is that what that was called? Remember that on Zeppelin 3? I thought that was called something different, wasn't it? Oh no, it was called Bron-Yr-Aur Stomp. Yeah. Huh. I thought that was called something different. Are they related? I don't actually remember that song off of Zeppelin 3, so I don't know. Since posting the video, I haven't really come back to Zeppelin 3 yet, so... Yeah, I don't really remember too much about that one. I need to come back to Zeppelin 3 again. Up next we have Down by the Seaside. Okay, makes sense. Oh, that was... Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, someone did mention that during that stream. Damn. It really has, yeah. Wow. They are loving the keys on this album. And so am I, to be fair. Whoa, okay. Amazing switch up. Also, the vocal mixing it's not been as big of a problem as I thought it would be. It was kind of only on a couple of songs, and then the rest of the tracks, I think, has been amazing. What's that effect they use on the guitar there called again? Is it tremolo? Am I getting my guitar terminology right? That is the best song of Disc 2 so far. That was incredible. The song starts off as like this weird, psychedelic, trippy song again, being kind of led by the keys. And then you get about, what was it, like roughly 2 minutes into the song, minute and a half, something like that. And it just punches in. And again, it ramps up the pacing, ramps up the tension. And the song just becomes this entirely different beast for like the middle section. And you get to the end and it just goes right back into that slowdown, man. It all feels like it flows so naturally together, which I think is the most impressive thing about it. The fact that it doesn't feel like anything here is really out of place at all. It all lines up, it matches up perfectly. That song is very impressive. That is one of the most impressive songs, not only on Disc 2, but on the entire album up to this point. And I would genuinely comfortably give that one a 10. That was one of the most delightful songs so far, one of the most impressive so far. And one of the ones I feel like is going to be the easiest to come back to as well. I feel like that one's going to be a very re-listenable track for me. 10 Years Gone. Really? Damn.
As it was, then again it will be.
You hear how clear the ghost notes sound on the snare there? Yeah, these are some of the best recorded drums I've heard in any 70s album. That snare sounds amazing. Wow. Man, I think the production's incredible. I'm kind of like, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this one. Yeah, Jimmy Page's production is great. We got like 2 of the best songs on this whole album back to back. That was actually a mind-blowing song, seriously. Damn, the progression that song goes through is so gorgeous. Seriously. I think that the biggest strength that song has is the fact that it's probably the best sounding song up to this point in terms of the mixing, the recording, the production. Everything is just spotless on that song. Particularly the drums. Everything is just so clear on the drums. You can hear like each individual ghost note so clearly. The ride feels like it's not necessarily piercing through the mix, but it has that like, it sort of like cuts through everything else whilst not taking over the song. The ride cymbal sounds amazing on that song. You really get to hear it ring out as well. I love when you can actually hear cymbals ringing out in a mix. And then, man, that kick just sounds so fucking heavy as well. And on top of that, you've got all these different layers of guitar that all sound so wildly different to each other. Like, some of them have this gorgeous, clean tone to them that sounds, again, like a big ray of light being shone down on the track. Then you have that one that came in on the left channel about halfway through the song that was so heavy and added such like a nice darker sort of color to the track as well. You get one of the best Robert Plant vocal performances on the entire album here. Seriously, it's a contender for the best. Seriously, I was in awe of the singing on this song. This is one of the best up to this point. You're getting 2 10s in a row from me here. That was yeah, damn, that was amazing. Night Flight up next.
I received a message from my brother across the water. He sat laughing as he wrote the ends inside.
This one sounds like a Beatles track. This feels so much like a Beatles song. Am I the only one who sees that? This literally, I don't know. Bonham's doing some Ringo stuff here. It feels like you get the keys to open the song feel like something that the Beatles would use on a song. Even Robert Plant's vocals feel like they're channeling a little bit of John Lennon here. It's not blasphemy, okay? Listen, the Beatles are good, okay? They're not like the greatest band of all time or anything, but they're good. They're still a great band. Yeah. Tomorrow Never Knows is like one of the greatest songs ever, though. I could see that, yeah. I'm more of an Abbey Road guy myself, but I could see that. Ooh. Pause? Hello? Pause? Thank you. Jesus. Fucking hate when Spotify does that. It just doesn't fucking pause. And then you have to tab out and then back into the site and you have to pause it. Crazy white noise transition into the Wanton Song there. That's pretty cool. Night Flight. Great track. Seriously. You know, what would you expect for me to say about any of the songs on the album up to this point? You know, they're all great tracks. The beginning of that song, listen, the back half, the Beatles thing, no. But in that first verse, at the very beginning of the song, it felt very Beatles inspired, okay? And I don't want to hear anyone saying it's blasphemy. I don't want to hear anyone saying I'm wrong, because I'm a genius, okay? And I'm right. No, maybe I am wrong. Maybe on a re-listen I won't think that, but it did sound very Beatles to me. It's a no pausing album, yeah? Unfortunately, I do need to pause and talk, because if not, then it's not transformative content, and also I like pausing and talking, so unlucky. Felt Chuck Berry inspired? Yeah, I could see that a little bit, yeah. I don't know, that song, one of the most simple up to this point. Yeah, and a super powerful vocal performance again. I feel like the riffs on that one went hard as fuck. I feel like the riffs in particular on that song were great. Some cool fills throughout John Bonham on that one. At the beginning he was doing some kind of stuff that sounded like some Ringo-inspired fills. And then in the back half he was going into more of like the more hard rock sounding fills as well. Pretty cool track, not the most impressive up to this point, but you know, it's still so well done and so well put together. This still gets like a high 8 to a flat 9 for me. Incredible. The Wanton Song. Why is it not displaying the album cover in the bottom left anymore? Spotify, yeah. Kind of feels like a spiritual successor to Immigrant Song. The way the drums are matching the riff, the kind of pace that the song's moving at, all the lyrics. I don't know what the hell's going on in the lyrics on this song. That was pretty cool. Bonham, man. At that end bit, why are you not... I feel like that end bit called for some cooler fills. I'm not gonna lie, Bonham. I know you want to just play the straight eighth notes on the snare there, but come on, you add some cool fills or some shit, man. That bit calls for like some nice triplets, some fast sextuplets like you've been doing. I was minorly disappointed at the lack of cool shit at the end there in terms of the drums. But besides that song was pretty fantastic. No clue what was going on lyrically. Looking back at the lyrics, in fact, I'm gonna look at these one more time just in case. No fucking idea. No idea. I don't know what the fuck he's on about in this song. He's talking about like someone coming from through the flames from deep behind the sun. Kissed my nightmares, my loving gun left me barely holding on. Is it every time I fall that I think this is the one? It's one of those songs where you can't really tell what Rob is saying. I guess it is about, or what maybe the healing powers that this woman he loves has. Chinese dumplings or Satan. Yeah, we got two options to go with on this song. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of don't give a shit about the lyrics on this. I don't care about the lyrics on this album, okay? This is an album that all I care about is the sound. I care about the riffs, care about how the drums sound, care about the layering, care about the production. Fuck the lyrics. I hardly ever care about lyrics on a Zeppelin album, to be honest, besides songs that are intentionally more lyrically focused. This is clearly an album that's focusing more on just creating incredible rock tracks as opposed to lyrical pieces. And that's exactly what that song is. It's an incredible rock track. The riffs on that one go crazy. The way the drums sort of match the guitars, it feels like a spiritual successor to Immigrant Song, minus the issue I have with Immigrant Song, that song is too short. I don't think it's quite as strong as Immigrant Song. I don't feel like the riff is quite as instantly fucking mind-blowing. I don't feel like the pace that the song moves at is quite as intense. But still, I have no real complaints about the track outside of some like lyrical stuff not really making sense. The song is a 9.6, basically. I don't think it's quite as good as Immigrant Song. I feel like it fixes the one issue that Immigrant Song has. But I feel like the stuff that's great about this song is just the tiniest little margin below how great Immigrant Song is, if that makes sense. One of your least favorite Zeppelin songs? Really? Damn. Boogie With Stu. Getting a 50s song now, 50s rock and roll track. That's pretty fun. What I think of the album so far, it is living up to the hype. It's pretty incredible. Better than Zeppelin 4? No. I still think I prefer Zeppelin 4 so far. But this is still great. Cool outro. I didn't like that song. I'm gonna be honest. That song really... they were going for a 50s thing. They even switched up the recording style, some of the panning, some of the mixing, to try and really capture that 50s aesthetic. And it sort of lands in Uncanny Valley territory for me. It feels like the song gets so close, but it's not quite there. So it's just sort of in this like limbo that is just a little unsatisfying. It has a cool intro with what it does with the drums, and then it does the same thing in the outro that I think is really sick as well. There's some instrumental moments that I found to be really endearing and like pretty cute, pretty fun. But for the most part, that song was just kind of like, I appreciate what they're going for. I can see the vision, but the execution, just the tiniest little bit off. And with something like that, that's enough for it to just have the Uncanny Valley effect for me. I would give that a 6, like a solid 6, like a 6.6, 6.7. I don't know, maybe on a re-listen that one will grow on me. I do tend to kind of enjoy the 50s rock aesthetic. I find it to be a very charming period in music. But yeah, as of right now, it's easily the least favorite on the album. It's the first song on the album to get anything below a high 8. Is everyone on the first listen? I don't know, maybe on a second listen that one will grow on me. Maybe it'll click a little bit more, especially since on a second listen it's going to be fully unbroken. So the mandolin was good in that, and the mandolin solo I thought was really fun. The piano had some cool shit going on as well. It was just kind of the blend of everything that I don't think worked all that well. Alright, down to the final two. Next up we have Black Country Woman.
Should we roll it, Jimmy? We're rolling on one? Oh, one again.
Not even, yeah.
Album just went from a 9.5 to an 8.3, exactly. Album went from being a 10 out of 10 to a 0 just with that one song.
Hey, hey, mama, what's the matter here? Didn't have to tell me that you love me so. Didn't have to love me, mama, let me go.
It's not actually gonna drop that low. It's not. It's not gonna be brought down to an 8. Definitely not. Sort of bringing back a little bit of the kind of folky energy of Zeppelin 3 and 4. Do I know where Black Country is? I actually don't. Over high 7 and 8 track. Yeah, it's definitely going to affect the score of the album, but not to the point where I think it's going to like affect it too negatively for me.
Hey, mama, what is wrong with you? Oh, yeah,
I don't really have too much to say about this one.
that's all right.
It's fun. It's good. It's solid. Got some cool harmonica there. I think what they're doing with the acoustic guitars is really nice. John Bonham has a pretty solid presence on that song as well. I mean, you're getting my two least favorite songs back to back, but that one is my one of my least favorites to a much lower degree. I would give that one like a low 8, I think, like an 8.2, 8.3. It's bringing back a little bit of the more acoustic, a little bit of the folky sound that Zeppelin 3 and 4 had, and doing it in a way that I think is, again, really solid. Maybe not as solid as on Zeppelin 4, or even some of the highlights on Zeppelin 3, but still, it's a great song regardless. I would see myself coming back to that. Definitely wouldn't skip it in album context. You know, it had a lot of, again, cool shit going on with the harmonica. I love the way that the acoustic guitars were playing off of each other as well, and Robert Plant. I shouldn't stream when I'm sick. I struggle to talk as it is. Then when I'm sick, it just, like, makes it even worse. Robert Plant's presence on that track is fucking fantastic. So yeah, great song. Not quite as impressive as the others, you know? So above an 8, it makes it onto my liked songs for me, because I'd see myself listening to it casually. Final track. We're here. Final song. Okay? All of the album's weight is on this song's shoulders right now. Sick Again. See a speech therapist. As of right now, I'd say probably most times, yeah, Dawson, but maybe on a re-listen it'll grow on me. Fitting title for how I'm feeling? Exactly. Looking at these lyrics, the lyrics are not condoning the exact opposite. The sound is great, allow it. I'm gonna pretend the lyrics aren't here. I'm gonna close my eyes. Listen, no, he's valid in calling it out. He's valid in calling it out. You can't get mad at him for calling it out. It's a song about nasty rock stars. Okay. Hey, Bonham's going crazy on this one. Hey. Honestly, pretty fantastic closer, okay? Having the context that the lyrics aren't meant to be taken that literal, and that they're actually meant to be from the perspective of like more nasty, disgusting, you know, 60s and 70s rock stars. It definitely saves that track. Wow. Yeah, out of context, those lyrics are certainly something. Yeah, the sound of that song's incredible too. They just let Bonham go off on that one. He had multiple incredible fills. There was that one moment where he was going fucking crazy on the crashes, adding a bunch of cool fills and shit in there, in just that one like explosive sort of bit. That was great. The song was funky, bouncy. It sort of felt like it was a nice, kind of like a nice little bow to sort of wrap on the album as a final moment here. And I love that. Great way to close this. Yeah, it's just fucking fantastic. I don't know, dude. I don't know what else to say. It's great. It's a great closer. Good ass song. 9.7. And that was Physical Graffiti. Hey, man. This album is an hour and a half, nearly. And it doesn't feel like it. Seriously. This album is just packed to the brim with so many cool ideas. So much fun instrumental stuff going on. The band are at their most creative they've been on this album. Easily. Going from songs that feel like they could work easily as disco tracks, working in some elements of metal, bringing back some of the folky stuff as well, bringing in funk, having an 11-minute song on this album as well. I know we have Achilles' Last Stand on the next album, which I think is longer, but that's the longest song we've had in the band's discography up to this point, and it's incredible. This album holds no punches. It goes for it on every single song, and 9 times out of 10, or well, I guess 14 times out of 15, it works. It works so well. Production-wise, this is one of their strongest. I think the blending of sounds on this album is the strongest it's been on any of their albums. The pacing is fantastic. I am blown away. This album lives up to its reputation. And considering the fact it's the album that I was waiting for, sort of with this series, it's the album I've been the most excited to get to easily, I was not disappointed. I was not disappointed at all. It's a 15-track, hour-and-a-half rock album that stays consistently fun until the end. Even the song I wasn't crazy on, Boogie With Stu, was still an interesting experiment to have in there. Incorporating the 50s sound, it just didn't work for me on a first listen, and maybe even on a second listen I might like it more. Great album, fantastic album, undeniably. I am going to calculate my score for disc 2 first, and then I will do the overall score. My score on disc 2 is a flat 9. I am now going to add up my overall score, and I will tell you what the overall score for the album is. I am feeling a 9.2 out of 10 on this album. I would now give it a couple of extra points and bump that up to a 9.5 just because of how incredible of a cohesive experience the album is front to back. Yeah, it's undeniably great. Seriously. It's incredible. And bear in mind, this album does have room to grow. 9.2, that's the same score I gave Abbey Road by the Beatles on a first listen, and that shit grew to like a 9.6. In terms of where I'd place this in the ranking of all of their albums, this would be number 3. The top 3 is this one, number 3, Zeppelin 2, number 2, and then Zeppelin 4 at number 1. This is how the top 3 looks now with the updated score. Led Zeppelin are one of the most consistent bands I have covered on this channel. Every album has been great up to this point. I'm so cautious going into their final 2 because the reception on them is so very mixed. I'm excited still, but I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'll say that. This album's fucking amazing. What can I say? Lived up to the hype, and who knows, it'll probably only grow on further listens. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below. Do you think it lives up to the hype, or is it overrated? Where does it rank in your list of Zeppelin albums personally? Make sure you check out my other reactions to the other Zeppelin albums. I have done all of the previous ones up to this point, and we're going to be doing the final 2 as well, so make sure you stay tuned for those. Like and subscribe if you haven't. We are on our way to 2K. Links in the description to my Discord, my Album of the Year, my Twitter, and my second channel. Check those out if you haven't. Make sure you let me know what other albums you'd like me to listen to in the future. And yeah, I'll see you all whenever our next stream or upload. Bye-bye.